Good evening. I'm Chief Robert McCullough, the Baltimore County Police. This afternoon at about 2:37 p.m., the Baltimore County Police received a shot spotter alert along with numerous 911 calls to the 3900 block of Hollands Ferry Road. Shots were fired. Our officers responded to the scene. Our investigation revealed that a juvenile subject was standing in front of King's Liquors at that location when he was approached by a single gunman who jumped out of a vehicle and started shooting at him. The victim at that time fled down the hill from the shopping center towards Lansdowne High School, where he was pursued by the gunman. As he ran across the property of the school, the gunman shot the victim, and at that time the victim fell to the ground, and the gunman walked up onto our victim and at least shot him a couple more times. Our officers responded to the scene immediately, along with Baltimore County Fire, treated the subject and transported him to a local hospital where he succumbed to his injuries. The suspect in this case jumped back into the suspect vehicle and fled the scene. Baltimore County Police are at this time asking the public that if anyone has any information about this case, that they call 410-307-2020. And next we'll have our County Executive, Kathleen Klossmar.
Thank you. I just want to say my heart goes out to the family of this young man, and I would just like to offer prayers for him and his family. And it's a horrific incident that has happened here in Baltimore County, and what else can I say? It's just a sad, sad day. So thank you very much. And now I'll introduce Councilman Pat Young.
Good afternoon, everyone. Councilman Pat Young, representing District 1 here on the southwest side of Baltimore County. If I could take an opportunity to thank the police department and the first responders that, one, responded to this incident and communicated swiftly and acted swiftly in their positions to make sure that everyone was informed and that they were on the scene as quick as possible. I also would like to thank the chief for his partnership and your ability to communicate with us and what was going on so we could get the message out as quickly as possible to folks and make sure that the students were secure in their schools, inside of the school. BCPS has been an amazing partner in getting word out to the parents to make sure that the students inside the school were safe and to make sure that they were taking appropriate action, knowing that there was a incident and a shooting nearby the campus that then bled onto their property. I'll just reiterate the same comments of County Executive Klossmar. This is a tragic incident, a young man taking too soon, and that we have to do better, engage with our juvenile students, and children around the entire county to make sure that the opportunities they have lead beyond this, and make sure that we are doing everything that we can as elected officials, as parents, and as neighbors in this county to make sure that every opportunity is presented to every student so that things like this don't happen again. So I appreciate the opportunity. I'll take it back to Chief McCullough.
I would like to emphasize that this incident initially did not occur on school property. It started in the shopping center up the street. This is an isolated incident. It appears to be a very targeted incident. It was clear there were other individuals standing out front of the liquor store. The suspect in this case clearly targeted the victim in this case and was after the victim in this case. We do know that the victim in this case is a 16-year-old male who attends Lansdowne High School. We do know that this individual did not attend class today and that he wasn't in school. My detectives have told me that we've had prior contact with this individual and that my detectives do know of this individual who is the victim in this case. We continue to search for the suspect in this case. We do have plenty of video evidence and a good suspect description in this case as we continue to work on this case. So with that, we'll take questions.
Can you provide us with a description of the suspect and vehicle? And was school still in session, or was it a dismissal time?
Well, first of all, the school had already been dismissed. Lansdowne lets out at 2:15. This incident occurred around 2:37 p.m. So there were some students in the school, but they were never in any type of danger. In terms of the suspect, right now we'll withhold the suspect description. It appeared to be a younger individual. In terms of the actual overall description and suspect, we'll hold on to that information as we continue to investigate this case. We don't want to compromise the investigation.
Is there video in the shopping center?
There is video evidence, yes.
Chief, you had mentioned that the suspect you believe to be a young person.
Yes.
Do you believe the suspect to be a teen, a juvenile?
I will say that I would say only from the physical description, from looking, I did see the video. Once again, to protect the investigation, I don't want to reveal too much, but the individual appeared to be a younger individual.
To follow up, if I may, you mentioned that the the victim was a student at Lansdowne but did not go to school.
Today, yes.
Today. Just did a report recently on truancy and absenteeism from school and how parents met with some Baltimore City officials saying that that can often lead to trouble, not going to school. What's your assessment of the student not being in school today and truancy and its correlation perhaps between the violence that could find them on the streets?
I would say it's very important for our young people to go to school because we know how important education is, but we also know that our schools provide a safe haven during the daytime for our young people. And if they're not going to school, we know empirically that they find other things to get involved in. And most of those times, those things that they get involved with aren't necessarily very positive.
I just had a question too. You know, this is obviously one of every parent's their biggest fear. What message do you have for parents and students who are concerned for their safety after this?
Well, I would first say to our parents and our students in Baltimore County that our schools are safe, that we have SROs. I'll give you an example in this school. Most of our schools have 2 SROs. The campus is a safe place. Our communities are safe in Baltimore County. I will point out that at 2:30, this was around the time that we have shift change. I was the commander in this precinct at a time, and I can tell you we as an agency, we're very conscientious about our communities and places that we consider to be hot spots. And I would tell you that we're very concerned about this community as a whole, but especially this neighborhood. And our detectives and our officers do a fine job in patrolling this area. And once again, in terms of violence, it's the reason why we have a shot spotter in this area to notify us of those types of things as quick as possible so that we can respond immediately. Once again, in this case, we responded as fast as we could. We treated the victim as fast as we could, and we got him to the hospital. Unfortunately, he succumbed to his injuries.
Chief, you said police knew the victim. The victim was known to police. I know it's probably early investigation. You've reviewed the tapes and so forth. Was the suspect known to police? Do you know who you're looking for?
We have not identified the suspect at this point. We continue to work our investigation. I'm confident our detectives will work this case and try to determine and identify the suspect in this case. At this time, they're gathering all their evidence and doing their due diligence.
Are you working with Anne Arundel County or Baltimore City Police in this search?
At this point, we're not working with Baltimore City or Anne Arundel County. They have reached out to us. We've also been reached out to by Baltimore City School Police and our partners at the ATF. Of course, there's going to be evidence in this case. gun evidence that ATF will work with us in terms of identifying the gun involved in this and if that gun was involved in any other crimes.
What's your message to teens who might get involved in crime like this? I know Keith has asked you about that before, but what's your message to them as we see this juvenile crime spree happen nationwide? It's not just a Maryland issue.
Well, first of all, young people need to understand that they have their whole lives ahead of them and that they should focus on positive things and that they need to make sure that they are in school and that they stay away from negative things and negative activities in the community and focus on the positive things if they hope to have a positive future.
I just want to make sure I got the sequence of events right. So while the victim was on school grounds, on the ground, the suspect walked up and he was about to fire another shot, and that's when police shot him?
No.
Yeah, just want to make sure.
No. The victim was fired upon at the shopping center. He was chased from the shopping center to school grounds where the suspect in this case fired at the victim in this case. The victim falls to the ground. The suspect walks up to the victim and shoots him a couple more times. Okay?
So I have a question for the county
Yes,
executive, if I may.
Yes.
We had Dr. Miriam Rogers on our airwaves recently talking about improvements to Lansdowne High School as a whole and redeveloping it. That was part of the budget. Would you like to see, now that he's mentioning this kind of being a problematic area, maybe more security features with the high school being rebuilt here?
Well, as far as I know, that the school is in our long-range plan, and any security features we can have should be, and there are safety, there's groups of people that we have our safety in school that look at things to make things safer. And if you look at many of the schools now, they don't have doorknobs on the outside of many of the doors, so people can't get in. They keep the doors closed. We have vestibules in many of the schools, and many more are being built. So we are trying to keep our schools safe on the inside. So, and before I finish, I just would like to say thank you to the police for their responding so quickly. I neglected to say that, and thank you to the chief. And as I said, just say your prayers for the family. So thank you.
If I could just quickly to your question as well, there is a brand new Lansdowne High School being built adjacent to the current property. It's on schedule to be, I won't give the date to be open, but it is on schedule to be open, and part of that idea has been investment in this community, investment on this side of town, and hearing from folks that are alum that went to school right here, from students that have recently graduated and wanting to have as much pride in the school and realizing that Baltimore County has just as much pride in their school as they do by building a brand new facility that's state-of-the-art, has those measures and the ability to meet all modern-day standards when it comes to safety and accessibility. So I just want to make sure that that was clear in this new school, that those places are going to be there. And this will also shift the entry point away from this area up the street, so the front of the school won't be abutting to this particular property that's been a concern and also patrolled by the police for a while. So, thank you.
The victim you said went to Lansdowne High School. Did the suspect go to the high school?
We still have not identified the suspect at this point, so that's pending. We'll continue to investigate that. The suspect at this time is unknown, and once again, I reiterate, if anyone knows the identity or suspects the identity of this suspect, we ask them to contact the Baltimore County Police Department. I also would like to address the issue with the school. With Lansdowne, just like all of our Baltimore County schools, they have state-of-the-art video systems, and I would say that the video system at the school also is going to play a key role in this investigation because we've invested in our schools and security in our schools. We have video around the schools that helps us, not only in this case, but in other cases, to identify suspects.
Our chopper caught an arrest that was made from the air. Was that related to this in any kind of way?
I honestly don't have any information on that at this time. I don't.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll follow up on it. I don't have any information on that.
This is just one suspect there. He wasn't working with anybody.
In this case, there was clearly a second subject that was driving the suspect vehicle. This suspect was riding in the passenger side of the vehicle when he jumped out and pursued our victim in this case.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.